mate? Yeah? It's weird, isn't it?
Further back, the stars of the future fight for 10th position. Kimi Räikkönen displays skills beyond his experience and takes Jenson Button. More woe for Benetton boss Flavio Briatore.
Fastest lap, that's still, and here, look, what is this? McLaren with a good, I think that's Räikkönen, is it? With a good run up the inside of Button, and finally then, Räikkönen makes it stick and takes over 5th place.
Nice move by Kimi Räikkönen. He's waited long enough, but he made it stick when he made the move. It's going to be the 2 BARs of Sato and Button.
And this is where the Bridgestones struggle, even after a safety car, as we saw in Spa, as Button crosses and makes a place in the chicane. Schumacher spins. Michael Schumacher spins. There's a Williams. Is it in the back? They can go a long way in dry conditions, as Button was having a go at Räikkönen.
Yeah, tremendous looking move from Jenson Button. We've cut away for no reason at all to look at the Ferrari garage. We want to see what Jenson Button's doing, because he's very, very racy in the early stage of this Grand Prix. He's got past him, and so has Felipe Massa. No, he hasn't. Räikkönen resists Massa, who's being tremendously aggressive in the early stages here. Fantastic performance by Massa from way, way back on the grid. But Jenson Button up now into 4th place ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. And it was so across the line first time round, 0.8 of a second. Then look at this battle here coming down the straight between Jenson Button trying to get past Kimi Räikkönen. That's a pass for 6th place, and it looked pretty easy for Button, who's obviously carrying perhaps a little bit less fuel than Räikkönen. And certainly everyone believing that the McLaren is going to run quite long into this Grand Prix, but Räikkönen didn't try too hard to defend that. Once he'd made the move across to the pit wall, he didn't make another one. So takes a bit of curb there, Alonso, on the penultimate corner. But what about Räikkönen? Oh, he's lining up Jenson again. I think Jenson's going to have problems into turn 1 once again, Martin.
Yeah, Jenson's beginning to go, he's just wondering if he's got to go defensive. He has now, because Räikkönen's got a tremendous slipstream, and he's locked the brake. He's going to go wide, surely. Jenson, oh no, how did Räikkönen keep that on the road? But now Jenson can come back at him. He's got to just keep it to the right-hand side, bury it up the inside. Now, right now, exactly, perfect, well done. They're going to touch, they'll get away with it. Montoya thinks he's going to have a piece of the action. Räikkönen says, no way, you're not coming through there. Brave stuff from Jenson, didn't quite work out.
He's already up into 12th place. Well, we saw Coulthard retiring. Louise Goodman is in the Red Bull garage.
Yeah, we saw David Tangley with his teammate Antonio Lizzi on the opening lap. He came in and changed his nose, went out again, but then reported back to the team. The steering wasn't feeling quite right. He came back into the pits again. They checked everything over, looked at they sent him out, but clearly that problem hasn't rectified itself, and David has retired from the race.
Happened.
Yeah, somehow Räikkönen navigates 2 Hondas and 2 Toyotas on his way down to turn 1. Everybody away cleanly. It's not often you see them all get away as cleanly as that. The systems they've got in place now, and we can't really see Räikkönen up the front, but he must have been last of the late breakers down there into turn 1. You can see the 2 red wings of the McLaren, and he's just clean gone round the outside of them. They've all been watching the Ferraris, and Kimi Räikkönen just went around the outside. So we're on board. We've got away quite well. We're getting a fantastic slipstream behind all those cars. Now that is brave. I'd like to see that one again. That was good. And to risk going past 2 cars, and there he goes straight around the outside. And had a look at the Ferrari too. Stunning and brave first lap from Räikkönen. And he's now absolutely on Button.
Well, if it stays like this for Fernando Alonso, it'll be his worst finish for 18 races, and at a very bad moment indeed. As now Räikkönen attacks Jenson Button, and it looks like a podium place beckons for Kimi Räikkönen. He's got better drive than Button, who's been struggling for pace the last few laps. They're side by side. They almost touch wheels through the fast right-hander. Button's got the line for the inside, but he just can't make it go. He can't make it work. He couldn't go there on the brakes, and Räikkönen takes the final podium place from Jenson Button. Look at it again.
Some great skill going on out there, and how about that for 160 miles an hour.
Button fourth. One of the BMWs dives into the pits then. Must be Heidfeld, because it just had Kubica into the pits. Both of those drivers then confirmed this weekend by BMW in race seats for next year, with the very promising newcomer Sebastian Vettel, the test driver. There looked like a pass there into turn one. Let's see who it was, but it looked like
I
someone
think it was
overtook.
Button on Räikkönen. I think the pass could just have been Button nailing Kimi Räikkönen in there.
Will he be sitting there? Here's a look at the Button move.
Yeah, from a long way back, Jenson getting a bit nervy on the brake pedal there, but kept the apex beautifully, and surely must have surprised Räikkönen with that one. It came from so far back. Brilliant driving from both of them, you have to say. But Button absolutely on a charge.
Räikkönen has slipped back after starting second on the grid. He goes even further back thanks to a charging Button.
Down the straight we go. Räikkönen edging over in one continuous line to the left-hand side. He's forced Button to go round the outside, but Button, if he can just hang on and go wheel to wheel, there's got the inside line for the next turn. Räikkönen's not going to give this up, but Button has got the better line through turn 14, and this time around he's got 5th place ahead of Kimi Räikkönen.
Supreme. There was about the width of Button's lycra between those two, and neither of them would give up, and they both trusted each other implicitly.
And look how much of an advantage within the space of 4 corners Jenson Button has made there. Now he's free of the Lotus. Now I might step back from this again, Martin, because it's going to get close, isn't it, on the replay?
So he knows that Kimi's just not going to understeer into him, and he was a little bit humbled, Jenson was, when Vettel came past him in Abu Dhabi, but this is world-class driving from both of them. It's hard enough to drive that little bit all by yourself, let alone side by side with an angry Kimster.
Well, there'll be people peeping at that from behind the sofa, those that are not on the edge of their seats at the moment. Great car control.
Well, both cars are in the points, but not the race pace that you guys showed in Abu Dhabi. He said it was fun, so you enjoyed it?
Thing coming up, but it's just wonderful, his racing craft that he's got. Again, really gets through Blanchimont brilliantly, gets the drive up until the bus stop and makes the pass again.
I don't think there are any massive surprises in there. Obviously, Kimi being the favourite driver of the fans, we knew that anyway, didn't we? So, so no, I don't think there are any massive surprises. I think it's a bit of a weird one when Kimi came to F1, but then yeah, racing against Kimi was awesome, and see what he achieved.
I think he's a very competitive driver. He's very quick. And I think he deserved the win in Malaysia. It's good to see someone else fighting for the championship. I'm very lucky that I was racing in such a good era of Formula One. Such greats. Mika Häkkinen, I raced against the world champion Mika Häkkinen. Aren't many drivers on the grid that could say that now. Michael Schumacher, Fernando, Kimi, that was my era. Before the youngsters, we started getting older and then the youngsters come in like Lewis, Sebastian Vettel. So no, a really good era. And